The full story of Charles Darwin. Learn English through story. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Easy English Through Story. Today, we have an amazing story for English learners. This is the story of a man who changed the way people understand life on Earth. His name was Charles Darwin. He was a scientist, a traveler, and a person who loved nature. Through this story, you will learn English words and sentences about science, animals, travel, discoveries, and history. Listen carefully. Try to understand the story. Let's begin. Chapter 1. A Curious Boy. Charles Darwin was born on February 12, 1809. He was born in a small town called Shrewsbury, England. Charles lived with his family. His father was a doctor. His mother died when Charles was very young. As a child, Charles was curious. He loved looking at plants, animals, and insects. He liked collecting small things. He collected rocks, shells, and beetles. Other children played games, but Charles often explored nature. He asked many questions. Why are animals different? Why do plants grow in different places? How does nature work? Charles did not have all the answers, but he always wanted to learn more. His father wanted him to become a doctor, so when Charles was older, he went to university. But medicine was not his passion. Charles did not like seeing blood. He was more interested in nature. He wanted to understand the world around him. Chapter 2. Discovering his passion. At university, Charles met teachers who helped him. One of them was a professor of botany. Botany is the study of plants. Charles learned about plants and animals. He spent many hours outside. He watched birds. He studied insects. He wrote notes about everything he saw. Charles discovered that science was his true passion. He did not just want to read books. He wanted to see the world. He wanted to explore new places. Then, in 1831, Charles received an incredible opportunity. He was invited to travel on a ship called HMS Beagle. The ship was going on a scientific journey around the world. Charles was only 22 years old. This journey would change his life forever. Chapter 3. The Voyage of the Beagle. The HMS Beagle left England in December 1831. Charles Darwin traveled with a group of sailors and scientists. The journey lasted almost 5 years. They visited many countries. They traveled across oceans. They explored islands and forests. During the journey, Charles studied thousands of animals and plants. He wrote everything in his notebooks. He collected samples. He made drawings. He observed nature carefully. One of the most important places he visited was the Galapagos Islands. The Galapagos Islands are near Ecuador. There, Charles saw many unusual animals. He saw giant tortoises. He saw different types of birds. He noticed something interesting. Animals on different islands were similar, but not exactly the same. For example, some birds had different beaks. Charles started thinking, why are these animals different? How did they change over time? These questions became very important. Chapter 4. A New Idea About Life. After returning to England, Charles continued his research. He studied his notes from the journey. He studied animals. He studied plants. He talked with other scientists. Slowly, he developed a new idea. Charles believed that living things can change over many generations. This process is called evolution. He explained that animals with helpful characteristics have a better chance of surviving. This idea became known as natural selection. But Charles knew that many people would disagree with him. His ideas were different from what many people believed at that time. So, he spent many years studying and collecting evidence. He wanted to be very careful. He wanted his work to be correct. Chapter 5. The Book That Changed Science. In 1859, Charles Darwin published his famous book. The title was On the Origin of Species. The book explained his ideas about evolution. Many people read the book. Some people liked his ideas. Other people did not agree. The book created many discussions, but Charles continued his work. He believed that science was about discovering the truth. He did not want to fight with people. He wanted to share his research. Over time, many scientists studied his ideas. Today, Charles Darwin is remembered as one of the most important scientists in history. Chapter 6. Darwin's Life and Legacy. Charles Darwin lived a quiet life. He spent many years at his home in England. He worked in his garden. He studied plants and animals. He wrote more books. He spent time with his family. Darwin was not a person who wanted fame. He was a person who loved learning. He showed the world the importance of curiosity. He showed that asking questions can lead to great discoveries. Charles Darwin died on April 19, 1882, but his ideas continue to influence science today. Charles Darwin was a curious child. He became a great scientist. He traveled around the world. He studied nature. He discovered new ideas. His story teaches us an important lesson. Never stop asking questions. Never stop learning. The world is full of amazing things to discover. Thank you for listening. Keep learning English. See you next time.